wake up.
Hey guys, I told you I'd be back again. Is that funny? No? No? Alright. Hello everyone, I am Genzai. Welcome to the vid. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today we're talking about Panda Eyes. Now, if you didn't notice, I don't even know how you wouldn't notice if you're clicking on this vid, but he dropped something on Friday the 13th, and it's been a project that he's been working on for a long time, and that is Wake Up, the official music video. Now, I've seen it a few times, I've gotten a good feel for it, but if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend you go and watch it right now. Link in the description. But please do come back after you're finished. I mean, please don't leave me. Basically, I just kind of wanted to talk about what I think of the track and the music video that overlays the track. If you didn't realize that last year, around the same time, Panda Eyes was signed on to Disciple with the gang, the squad, Virtual Riot, Barely Alive, those people. He released an EP on there, Isolation EP. I really enjoyed that EP a lot. He started touring for Disciple as well. That's when he started this project. We got a glimpse of it, actually, if you didn't know, when he played at the Palladium at the Disciple Showcase last year. He dropped a hint of this project.
Yo.
Unfortunately, as he was touring for Disciple, he ended up suffering from a lot of mental and health problems that just kind of surfaced as he was touring, and he had to cancel the tour, which was quite upsetting for some people. He was going to tour in a town close to me that I was going to go to and see him, and that was actually like around the same time that he had to cancel the tour, and I was kind of upset, but you gotta understand these things. He had to unsign from Disciple and head back home and recover. He's really been dealt a rough hand as far as his health, but it's awesome to see him pushing through like he is. If you didn't know, basically what it came down with is it's a type of Crohn's disease, and it's really rough on your body, and it's really demotivating. Very hard to stay motivated with that kind of thing. I know because it goes in my family as well. I'm sure he meant to release this sooner, but since he ended up having all those health problems and getting dropped from the label, he probably lost a lot of funding and time in order to finish the project, so he had to put it on hold and finish it at a later date, which I think was a good idea on his part, because I'm sure he was probably able to put a lot more in than he had anticipated to at first. Now let's start with the track. The track, I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the vocals. I don't know who the vocalist he gets to do the lines in this, but it's really good, really sweet sounding. Kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild, that voice actor for Zelda. It sounds very familiar to me. The analytical side of my mind when it comes to music, electronic dance music, I like to tie this track to a genre. I want to find some way to like not tie this to dubstep, because that's such a broad term for bass music. I mean, that's what everybody calls it, even if it's rhythm. But it's the right BPM, and it's the right kind of bass patterns. So I guess it's dubstep. It's melodic dubstep. I mean, it's kind of harder. I guess it's melodic dubstep. It has the right chord structure, I guess you could say, overlaying with the bass. So yeah, I guess it's melodic dubstep. The whole music video in itself, really is a whole lot of references tied in together, I feel. I mean, you start out with Panda waking up in a birthing chamber, I guess you could say, and it really reminds me of just Fallout, escaping the vault, like Fallout 3, or even Fallout 4. Escaping from the vault, it blows up, you get a glimpse of what he's become, and he wakes up. The setting for the track and the overall feel of the music behind it is really blend well together. It's very, very, very dystopian. The scenery and the coloring and all that really reminds me of one of my favorite all-time manga and anime series, Tokyo Ghoul. Especially the scene with everybody walking around. It really reminds me of the scene in which Kaneki is walking around the streets when he first discovers that he's a ghoul, trying to contain himself from going on a mass feeding frenzy. It really reminds me of that. Very dark, very dystopian. You get a lot of references probably from 1984, from George Orwell, Animal Farm, It really showcases like the greed, power, corruption, all the kind of cardinal sins of humanity showcased in it. It's even as far as like a visual reference with the mobsters being pigs and stuff like that. It's definitely, I really feel it's an Animal Farm reference, which is a really good book by George Orwell. So there's a lot of references in there, and it really ties in well with the overall message. But I don't know, it's really deep, but also at the same time, I feel it's also kind of shallow with the message, and that's not exactly a bad thing. He showcases the effects of global warming, improper food processing, corruption, technology, destruction of nature, pollution, chemical warfare, chemical testing, overpopulation, brutality, economic crashes, thievery, and overall just destruction of society in general. I love these last few lines at the end of the track. We got divided. Greed took over. Power is poison. Question authority, or humanity will be lost. That is the biggest line that I took out of it. It's very hard-hitting, I feel, in a way. It's subjective to the realms of authority that we are under. It depends on where you are in the world. And it can go down to like that scale of like independent governments. But no matter like what government you're under, everything feeds into the overall secular world. Everything feeds into us as humanity. If you think about it, that's what humanity has done over the past millennia since its existence. We've been overthrowing corrupt authority and building off of that. And that's been a cycle for generations, cycle for millennia. That's the cycle of humanity. When power is abused, there will always be a person, a group, something that will overthrow it eventually. Question authority, question yourself, question your views, your world views. Don't subject yourself to what you learn from people around you. You need to think about what you believe yourself and what you think is right and what needs to be done. So it is quite a conglomerate of different things mashed together, and I feel in a way that kind of takes away from the depth of it in a lot of places, but I still feel it was pulled off pretty well. And you have to consider that this is a single man project. With Panda Eyes not being signed, he is an independent artist. You had to imagine that this is all out of his funding, all out of his time. I don't know if he got somebody to animate this or he did it himself, but if he did it himself, very impressive. I mean, it's not the best animation I've ever seen, but it's still pretty damn good. Really aesthetic, really dystopian. I've said that a lot of times, but really dystopian. I really like it. Also, one thing, and I don't want you to see it as a criticism. It's more of a speculation. I kind of feel like the intro to the music video is very disjointed from the rest of the music video. The intro with Panda waking up in the birthing chamber and escaping, and then it just straight cuts to the group of people. You get to see the world that's been created in his absence. I guess that's how it feeds in. He's been absent for so long, and he breaks out finally and gets to see this world that's come out. But I don't know, in a way it feels very disconnected from the rest of the music video, the intro, in comparison to the rest of the video, if you get what I'm saying. And I feel like maybe that's because the intro was completed first, and then he probably held off for a while for the rest of the project and then continued off of that, because it just kind of cuts straight into it right after the intro, right after you get to see Panda. That's just one thing I kind of wanted to point out that I found interesting. So this was all out of his time. I don't know if he kind of was open to donations from people to finish the project or not. I don't know. But at any rate, a really cool music video for just one man to produce. That's really awesome. Awesome job, Oscar. We love you. It's really inspiring to see you work so hard despite the hand you've been given in life. And if you ever see this, I doubt you will, but keep it up, man. Awesome job. But I think overall I got the basic gist of what I wanted to talk about with this music video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this, if you like this kind of style, this is the first kind of vid that I've done that's been separate, that's kind of way different from the things I've been doing before on my channel. I don't know if you watched my update video, but I'm doing things different now, and this is the kind of stuff I want to upload as well, alongside the other things I've already established on this channel. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Genzai. I will see you very soon. Yeah, peace.